even if a brand new market rate building that we deliver tomorrow,
Yes.
it might still be the highest price product there.
Right.
As everybody moves through the socioeconomic food chain,
Yep.
those who can move into the new building.
Right.
Those who now can move from an older B class into an A minus, just because
Yes.
that building's 7 or 8, 10 years old, it's
Right.
dated. It's
Right.
not functionally obsolescent, it's
Right.
dated.
Right.
And then you get your C's moving to your B's, and now C's become available, except for guys like me who are developers who knock down the C's, and put up, right. So all these things that are going on all the time, when you then say, okay, Mr. Developer, we're now going to tax you on everything over, I think it's $10 million at 5.5%.
Yeah.
When I look at my pro forma and I do my residual proceeds,
Right.
and it's my experience that in this market, you spend all the time entitling, you spend on permitting, drawings, permitting, construction,
Right.
and you operate a building for a number of years. Even those who are merchant builders really still have to some degree, need to operate for 1 year. You're either going to try to prove your velocity of rental velocity,
Right.
which
Right.
means if you're renting a lot of units really fast, you're
Yes.
probably not charging enough,
Right.
or you're going to go at a slower pace to hit your number.
Right.
And yes, you may be able to sell year 1, year 2. I run a 5-year operating pro forma.
Right.
The sale is technically happening on this year 6
Right.
NOI.
Right.
And with that, and I'm going to hope to obtain a good 50-60% of my total dollar return in that sale.
Right.
If that's now going to be, a new hurdle is a 5.5% tax.
Yeah.
That's going to be a major hit to that return and at that sale proceeds analysis.
Right.
And now I'm having a tougher time making my total return, my total multiple. Give me $1 today, and I'll give you 2 in 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, 2 times the money you give me, we're going to give back. So I think it's going to be very challenging. I think it's one more thing that has a great idea to it, but it just doesn't. I don't know that when they decide these things and evaluate and analyze it, do they meet like either CIM Group or CityView, two companies who I've had the true honor and luxury to work for, are filled with very smart people, educated from some of our top locations with ridiculous experience.
You're right.
So was there anybody from the CIM team, investment team, in these meetings with the jurisdiction to say, hey, we're thinking of doing this tax, what would its effect be? Or as you and I were talking earlier, the Irvine Company, or the Jameson Company, or CityView. There are very, very smart people in this city taking on these huge risks to spend 3, 4, 5, 6 years to develop a building that can cost 50 to 150 or $250 million, which is a big deal. I've worked on projects upwards of $300 million and more. So why aren't they at the table to demonstrate to the city what it means to add an extra tax on a sale, to say, okay, you're going to have to do this or that as we'll get through these other offerings. That I find shocking.
I think you said it all. I absolutely agree with all of those points. They weren't at the table, and building, housing, and development has been too politicized. Not to say that, you can't completely wash away politics when it comes to housing, and you're a city official, or you're a stakeholder in the city to do so. But at the same time, you can't make that the bellwether or the radar or the true north of all your decisions. And I agree. I'm absolutely glad that you were you said it all. I think we could go on to the next one, and I agree with your point.